Hey folks, rinimt here, and welcome to Perfect Tides, station to station, the demo. Thank you to Stripe here for the code for it. So I haven't played Perfect Tides yet, emphasis on yet, but let's dive in. I know this is a pretty beefy demo, so I'm probably not going to do the full thing, but let's at least, start it. Take a look. Fear no more, says the heart, committing its burden to some sea which sighs collectively for all sorrows and renews, begins, collects, lets fall. Virginia Woolf. It's a cliche to begin with a quote. You know this, but you're a fool. Besides, in order to make good work that reaches past mere juvenilia, you must expel your stupidest words. All 1,000,000 of them, put them down so they may die. Your name is Mara Whitefish. You lived on an island for most of your life. Now you spend your days in transit. It's the year 2003. You're a freshman at the State University of Creative Studies in the city. The semester is almost over. It's a long commute to school from your mother's apartment on the mainland. Instead of riding home, you often end up sleeping at Daniel's place. And no one here seems to mind. Oh, hey, I forgot you crashed. Yep, I was pretty zonked. Zonked? Where did that come from? The language evolves, you jerk. Get used to it. Diner. No, I'm broke till Friday. Daniel has been your friend since high school. These days, you might even call him your best friend. In fact, it's possible you chose to attend Sucks, an effortless decision you were repeatedly assured is the biggest of your life thus far, because Daniel chose it. Daniel's instincts have rarely led you astray. You trust him to fill the gaps in your judgment, of which you fear there are many. I can make us something, though. Sure. What do we got? Better not stand behind a curtain. Even in an environment where people come and go freely, there must be some boundaries. Anything else? I guess we can just go. Alright. I'm old. I'm out. Bye, Donald. Later. Hey, Mara. Hiya. You are sheepish around Daniel's roommate, Gray. He is the most notably busy of the people who actually live here. Sorry. Excuse me. Hey, Rosetta. Rosetta takes a moment to realize you're speaking to her, even though you've addressed her by name. Hi, Mara. Did I wake you walking through? Nope. I don't even hear you booming when I'm awake. What did you guys get up to last night? Once again, Rosetta doesn't seem to realize you're speaking to her. Ro? Oh, my friend Dinty had this gallery show in the village. We were at that and the after party and her friend's loft. Wow, sounds fun. You're once again jealous of Rosetta's social life, a life which seems so much richer both culturally and materially than your own. How is a small, winsome girl from the mainland so well connected? You mentally hum a few verses of the same old song about how you've chosen the wrong major, attended the wrong classes, bought the wrong sneakers, and bathed with the wrong 2-in-1 shampoo plus conditioner. It was alright. I really wanted to be home earlier, working on my own piece. It can't all be parties, right? Yeah, those turkey sausages won't staple themselves to the wall. That's funny, Daniel. You should put that into one of your many spec scripts. It's so cool that you can paint. I suck at it. You can do it if you try. Remind me and I'll lend you some supplies. What you'd really like is an invitation to one of those loft parties without having to learn how to paint. Isn't the fact that you're a writer enough? Sure, thanks. I'll ruminate on that. Can't look at... Oh. You have to find some food if you wanted to cook it on the stove. What are you reading? Being John Malkovich? Yeah. Charlie Coffin. You've seen it? No, I just heard enough to know everything about it. It's not bad. Kinda meta. I've heard that. It's actually sort of perverse the way you're transported into another mind. I've heard that too. You should see some of these things you've heard about. It's at the library. Sure, you'll get right to that when you realize how to freeze time. Daniel is shockingly adept at absorbing new and interesting works. He's seemingly able to drop everything in the pursuit of knowledge to chart endless pathways of his curiosity. You just don't have the knack for this. Your thoughts are desperately monogamous, unable to pivot until they've been painstakingly explored. I'm starving. Forgot to have dinner last night. What do you want to eat? Anything. What's in the fridge? You're pretty sure the eggs you've been keeping in Daniel's fridge are still fresh and intact? Daniel's roommates tend to leave unclaimed food alone unless it's ready-made. Fridge. Now where did those eggs go? Fridge is more crowded than you expected. You'll have to look closer. Use the right mouse button to inspect the fridge. Alright. Peering past the metropolis of Tales pale ale cans, Rolling Rock bottles, and 3 different kinds of milk, you can see a faint glimmer of an egg carton. Aha. Reach past the other contents of the fridge to retrieve your egg carton, which you soon discover is resting precariously on a bulk-sized jar of applesauce. Having found what you need from the fridge and trying hard not to let your eye fall on any other culinary atrocities, you close the door. It looks like you have an item in your inventory. Hover your mouse at the top of the screen to see it. And let's take that to the stove. You crack your remaining eggs directly into the frying pan. They immediately form a giant viscous mass. Want any roe? No thanks. If I eat this early in the day, I could surely perish. That's a relief. There's really only enough for you and Daniel. Using a spoon, you effortlessly break the yolks, letting them merge with the whites as they cook. This creates a multicolored mixture as the different egg sections mix. You call this the confetti eggs method because every bite is a celebration. Thanks. You're welcome. I call these confetti eggs. Because they look insane. They look like the contents of my brain, yeah. Walsh's class today. Yep. Are you going? I might skip. Don't know. I'm not really happy with my paper yet. That would be unfortunate. You find it easier to deeply engage with the class when Daniel is there. You should come. It's more fun when you're there. It is? Yeah, dude. The whole discussion is more lively. But my paper's a mess. So is mine. Don't be a perfectionist. Alright. Maybe. You go to class no matter what, of course. You can't be waiting around for Daniel to make up his mind. You finish your eggs as quickly as possible. Try to focus on your obligations for the day. You have to work a library shift and finish your paper before class. Alright, you want to ask Daniel about a topic Welsh brought up in class recently. What was it again? Never had an easy time holding on to your ideas. Now that you're in college, you've resolved to start writing them down. You bought a cute, tiny little notebook just for the occasion. Ever since you lost it along with an equally cute pen, you've been taking notes on your phone. Here's where you store all your personal contacts. It's looking pretty bare, certainly. You know more people than this. You'll just have to add more names as you encounter them. And these are all the topics you're trying to remember. Okay, so you've only collected one so far? If your cursor turns into a word balloon over a person, you can have a deeper conversation with them. Ask someone the question, left-click the person and hold until the balloon turns white. You can even ask yourself a question. Why not? I already talk so much. What do you want to ask Daniel about? The city. Do you remember what Walsh was saying about the city last week? Nope. Oh, well, it was something about how living here used to be really nurturing if you were a writer getting started. Uh-huh. But now Walsh says it's too expensive here, and all the interesting parts of the city have been choked out, and we're basically living in the magic kingdom of piss. You're like, worried about that? Well, not super worried. I'm just sort of having a miniature crisis over it. Mara, she's wrong. There are things that Walsh is wrong about. I know, but... What a convenient argument for Walshy that all the good shit happened in the city when she was young. I hadn't thought of it that way. This is the best place in America to be a writer, hands down. How do you know that? Because we're here, Dingus. You like your classes, don't you? School's all well and good, I just figure out now, and... Yeah. By now, I would have made more connections, you know? Like with experienced writers, editors, publishing people. I hate to break it to you, but that's not a city problem. If you want to meet people, you better start talking to them. But it's scary. No, it isn't. Everyone loves talking, especially if it's a topic relevant to them. Flatters their intelligence. So I should talk to people only about their favorite subjects? How am I supposed to know what they like? You might have to guess now and then, but the more you talk to them, the more they'll let you know. What if I run out of things to talk about? Then you'll better get yourself some more talking points. Here's a free one for you. Movies. Can't go wrong. Everyone has a favorite. Ah, the old typing. Got it. I think so, but man. Yes. This is why I became a writer, Daniel, so I wouldn't have to talk so much. Ah, well, your first novel is shaping up great. My what? You know, 20,000 Leagues Up My Ass? Hey. Alright. Went to high school with him, but spent years in separate worlds. Summer between junior and senior year, you got up the nerve to ask him platonically what spirited away with you. You've been hanging out ever since. He's a good friend in more ways than you can count for yourself. He asks about your interests even when he doesn't share them with you. He reads your writing and gives opinions that you trust. He doesn't mind that you spend about half your week hanging out and crashing at his apartment. At least he doesn't seem to. Actually, that's the main downside to your friendship with Daniel. You're often not sure how he's feeling. On occasion, you get the sense that he doesn't want you around and just won't say so. You've fallen into more than one spiral wondering what Daniel thinks of you. The thing is, every time you've had this crisis and put some space between you, he invites you out again. So are you just crazy? Data is inconclusive. Movies. We seen The Matrix Reloaded, or what? Oh, heck yes we are. Are you worried it won't live up to its name? That's by its very nature a sequel. That by its very nature a sequel dilutes the power of the original. Nope. You? Not at all. I can't ask her. Let's go. So I asked myself about the movies. Most recent movie I've watched is Requiem for a Dream. Someone on Terrible Talk recommended watching the final act alone in the dark with my headphones on. Why I followed this advice without an ounce of suspicion is a great mystery for the ages. Let's go. It's a cool morning in the city, and you feel a moment's regret for not packing an extra layer. But you've committed to dressing for warm weather, so your decision must stand. It's not like Mom is here to see the goosebumps on your arms. You exhale contentedly, just enough time for a quick walk before work. Not that you wouldn't love to eat pizza for breakfast, nor would Express Pizza in their mercenary disposition hesitate to sell you a slice, but you've already eaten this morning. See something you like? Yeah, I like a lot of it. I have no money right now, and when I do, it's usually for pizza. I know. I'll see you over there. Well, books aren't here to look pretty. Come back when you want to buy. Do you do trades? Sure, but that'd be a pretty interesting book, something I think I can sell. Like a mass market paperback, Harry Potter or The Lovely Bones. Kid, I happen to have taste. Observe my schmuck appearance. You think moving books is all that matters to me? With this bit of self-deprecation, your misgivings about the sidewalk book vendor melt away. Why would you shop at the big bookstores when you've got the real deal right here? My bad, sir. I collect all manner of books, magazines, and printed curios. Bring me something interesting, and you'll have your pick from my stash. Got it? Roger that. Roger him. Oh, Roger! Wait, astronauts sign off? Astronauts? You mean actors? Listen to Coast AM? Don't think so. Check it out sometime. Should give you some good information. I'm always on the lookout for that. Thanks. Hey. Hey, Theo. Fish! What's up, homegirl? Theo has addressed you with the same years-long familiarity ever since you first met him at freshman orientation. First, it was a comfort to your anxiety about making friends at school. These days, his airs are odd at best and frequently tiresome. Still, Theo is mostly a welcome sight. He's easygoing, available to hang out on short notice, and crucially well-connected. On my way to the library? Oh, gosh dang it, there's no click prevention. Pretty easy, I got a lot of time to write. Damn, I need a job like that. I don't have a good place to write, and it's killing me. I really think Theo's writing needs more than a better place to be written. But you're not in the middle of a critique, so you'll keep that to yourself. Also no, right-click protection. Let me know if you quit that position, okay? I'm never quitting, dude. Gonna work there all summer. You're killing me, Fish. So, doing anything fun this weekend? Actually. Theo noticeably lowers his voice, taking a conspiratorial tone. This in turn causes a pooling in the floor of your mouth, a Pavlovian response to an invitation for fun. We're having a party here tonight. At the dorm? What about the RAs? We may have greased a few palms. Sick. Can I come then? You'd better. Come by anytime after sundown. Tell the security guard you're my guest and he'll let you up. Got it? Make sure you give them my full name. You know it, right? Of course. Great. See you tonight, Fish. Okay, you don't know Theo's full name. You might want to figure that out before the party, Miss Marple. Theo something. The door to the thrift store is locked. They must not be open yet. It's Adam. Hi, sweetie. Hey, Adam, what's up? Just thinking about you. Aw, I was just thinking about you. Truth, you were thinking about the paper you need to finish before work. But you thought about Adam when you saw his name on the phone screen, so it's not a total lie. You would never totally lie to him. Are you already in the city? Yeah, I had to get here early. We decided a while back it would be best if Adam didn't know about your habitual crashes at Daniel's apartment. It's just so much paperwork. Adam always wants to know where you are and who you're with. Your mostly male friends require even further clarification. This is an unfortunate consequence of the distance between you and Adam, and sometimes feels like as if you spend more time explaining the beats of your day than having a real conversation. On my way to work. Then class? Yeah, should we talk after class then? No, it's fine. I think I might be going to like a party thing later. Yeah, a party. Yeah, like a party thing. With who? Just some school friends. Just a few people at the dorms. Oh, okay. When do you want to talk then? I've got a few minutes if you want to talk now. Was there something specific? No, I just wanted to talk. I just missed you. Missed you too. What did you do last night? Nothing. Saw the guys. Cool. Since Adam is starting to brood. Well, I love you. I love you too. I could try to call you on my lunch break. No, I don't want to be in a rush. We'll talk when we can. You didn't think you were rushing Adam, but it's true that you have a busy day ahead of you. An ever-shifting schedule of school, work, and commute leave little room for the long, languid calls you used to have. I'm really sorry, Adam. It's okay. Don't worry, sweetie. I understand. Okay. I love you. Love you too. Bye. Now it's definitely time for work. You better get over to the Sox building. Why was he not even in there in the first place? Hi, Joseph. Fellow Islander. Ah, there you are. I haven't seen you in some time. You've assured Joseph more than once that being from Perfect Tides is a far cry from his island home of Grenada, some 2,000 miles south across the Atlantic. Grenada, sorry. Still, his search for commonality is endearing and puts you at ease. It's also moved you to pay for more than one regrettable fruit experience at the tourist price point. What would you like today? Nothing for now, I have no money. Oh, that is a problem. It certainly is, Joseph. See you another day then. Bring news from home. Sure, there won't be much. See ya. And I just cross. Boop. Examine. Tempting as it may be, even the lunch special at Rainbows is too pricey for everyday consumption. You may need to wait for a special occasion on someone else's dime. There are no movies playing at this early hour. You'll have to come back later. Oh, can I? Don't you have a cell phone? There's no need to use the phone booth. Oh, can I can examine up here. You're not actually sure how to enter this building. You suspect there may be an entrance around the side and through the alleyway, but without prior experience walking in, you're like too much of a fool to try. It's a weird jump. Diner. It's not often you can manage the cost of an Academy diner all-day breakfast on your own. You tend to eat here in the company of friends who don't mind sharing their plate. Weird O'Malley's is closed during the day. Besides, you're not old enough to drink, nor do you have a fake ID. Your odds are stacked against you, Mara. You have no reason to get on the train right now. Everything you need for the day is right in this neighborhood. Ain't the city life great? I wanted to examine. Alright, can you see a 21 plus sign in the liquor store window? Just how capable of a liar do you think you are? Unlike the entrance to Daniel's building, the store's lock actually works. You can't get in unless you know someone inside. Even you would have trouble justifying a 4-piece mozzarella stick and an orange beverage from Papaya Hog before noon. Door is locked. Patrick Barbara's is closed during the day. 420. I see. Oh, I can like. There we go. How am I going? No, don't talk to him again. I assumed it was over here. But... What? Bookstore? Library? Oh, was I just supposed to go in here? I was just supposed to go in here, okay. There's nothing of interest in the lost and found box right now. You take a look at the current offerings on the free cart. In general, these books don't tend to pique your interest. They're too boring for the library, after all. Surprised when one particular cover catches your eye. You vaguely remember the author's name from a lecture in anthropology last fall. Not to be confused with a lecture in anthropology last fall, where you submitted a 2-page resume that named all of your written works and was bound by a creased corner. For a quick sweeping with your hand, which only serves to spread the grime onto your body, you open it and read. Institutions, even those established originally with the object of securing equality, peace, and mutual aid, in the course of time become petrified, lose their original meaning, come under the control of ruling minority, and become a constraint upon the individual in his endeavors for further development. Anarchism owes its origin to the constructive, creative activity of the people by which all institutions of communal life were developed in the past, and to a protest, a revolt against the external force which had thrust itself upon these institutions, the aim of this protest being to give new scope to the creative activity of the people that it might work out the necessary institutions with fresh vigor. Oh, this is surprisingly interesting. You never know what topics will grab you, especially when you're avoiding work. Unfortunately, your brief handling of the book causes it to crumble into dust, leaving you with only sparse knowledge you've already collected. Oh well. Very good work anyway. Anarchism. Looks like there's a class going on there right now. It's not one of yours. Okay. Next floor up is actually an entirely different building full of medical experts and state-of-the-art imaging equipment. You have no business up there. You're waiting for a good opportunity to catch this guy's name before you start a conversation with him, and his name inevitably comes up. You'd be getting exactly what you deserve, and you're a coward. Mara, good morning. Hi, Jonna. Hey, you'll be happy to know I had a good night's sleep. Thank goodness for that. You know, you need more sleep than you think you need. I know. How can you know that when you think you know how much you need? Already mentally fighting what I think I need. Well, you need more than that. That's just not possible. I'm afraid I've got quite a stack for you today. We're doing some spring cleaning on top of giving campus tours all weekend. This is bad news. The morning downtime is one of your $8 an hour job's greatest perks. You're needed so infrequently that you've grown to depend on it. You'd planned to finish writing your paper for Walsh's class this morning. A large cataloging job will tie you up for hours, making a seamless jump from work to the classroom impossible. Come over here, I'll show you the damage. This is only the first card. I've got more in the bag. When's the last time these books saw the light? Shouldn't we be getting rid of them? They're all pretty old, it's true. I pulled a lot of them for donation, but most of these books are still germane to our programming. I'll be by the entrance if you have any questions. Thanks, Mara. You know logically, and at least somewhat in practice, that you should be repelled by ancient texts. You're here to study the classics, after all. Still, there is something viscerally dull about dusty old books. As objects, they stir nothing in you. They can't compete with the potency of the now. Even the most mundane new works can evoke the flutter of life, while these objects sit dead, inert, a reminder of decay. You wonder if Jonna would accept any reasonable excuse to beg off from this assignment. It'd have to be a pretty good one. Examine. You really don't want to start sorting these books. There must be some way to convince John that they don't need to be sorted today. You want to make yourself known to these students. It's better this way. Keep the mystery of the studious patron alive. Why talk to him as well, an image so peaceful. We're gonna sit down right now. You've been given a job assignment. Your school and internet will have to wait. Hi. I wish to fraternize the patrons. You take your position here quite seriously. Besides, you're pretty sure you saw some nude photos of this girl by accident once, and those would somehow be the first words out of your idiot mouth if you ever spoke to her. Hi, Brittany. Morning, Mara. What are you up to today? Oh, some really stimulating shelf work, I'm sure. It's true, these are exciting times at the library. I feel guilty for being sarcastic when Brittany so clearly means it. Have you checked out the free book cart by the entrance? I had a bunch of stuff this morning. Yeah, I actually found something cool in there. Awesome! Which book did you find? I don't remember the title. It was interesting though, and it crumbled in my hands after I opened it. That doesn't really narrow it down. Well, I'm tasked with carrying its knowledge now. Wonderful news. Keep it safe. Oh wait, Mara, I'm restarting my daily book curation project soon. I know finding books can be overwhelming, so I'll be offering a free recommendation every day. Cool. I'm afraid my first pick isn't ready yet. Come back tomorrow if you want to see what I'm offering. Will do. Talk. Anarchism. So I actually had an idea. Yes. Elsewhere in the books, I mean. Oh, how exciting! I'm always asking student workers to bring me their ideas, and none of them ever do. I'd love to hear what you have in mind. Thank you. So, how do you want the books to be cataloged? The thing is, I don't. And I got the idea straight from the library itself, from the works of Peter Kropotnik. Peter Kropotnik, the anarchist. So you've read him. Been a long time, I'll admit, but what does this have to do with the library? Jenna, let me ask you something. Say you're at a dinner party with a big group of people. Okay. When the meal's over and it's time to clean up, do you instinctively help gather up the dishes? Why, sure. Then you may already be an anarchist. It's intrinsic in all of us, you see, to contribute to society free of hierarchical bounds. Is the Dewey Decimal System a hierarchical bound? I mean, sure, it helps people find the book, but does it help them find a book? There are hundreds of fascinating works on these shelves, each collecting dust in their appointed place. Books just waiting to blow some students' mind. I agree with you there, but it's up to the librarian to guide them to the right book. Again, with the hierarchies, students are perfectly capable of motivating themselves to learn. Look at this declaration. Something appears to shift behind Jonna's eyes. It's as if some previously dormant sentiment, some forgotten dream, has been reignited. Well, Mara, if you have any alternatives in mind, I suppose we don't need to sort those books. Great! Thanks, Jonna. I won't take up any more of your time. Yeah, bring me your proposal then, I trust. Your plan for restructuring the main stacks. I imagine you're looking for a self-managed approach. Yes! Great, well, why don't you get started on that while the library's still quiet? We will have to deal with the books soon, of course. Can you present it to me tomorrow? Sure thing. Perfect! That should be plenty of time to organize what you've obviously considered so thoroughly already. Should be. And great! Thanks, Mara. Glad to see you taking the initiative like this. What on earth have you gotten yourself into? This is gonna be way more work than sorting those books would have been. Our stomach churns with the thought of letting Jonna down with such a cheap scheme. You're gonna have to see this through somehow. Library proposal due one day. Well, you are in school after all. It was just a matter of time before you get an assignment, right? All of your writing projects will appear here along with all the information you'll need to submit them. You can access this menu anytime by clicking the pen and paper in the icon bar. More on this later when it's time to write. For now, it'll be pushed to the jumble at the back of your mind where all non-urgent matters go. Anyway, since you have the morning free, you can finally get online and prepare your schoolwork in no particular order. Alright. Let's go! You power on the iMac. And log into your student account. Though a novel and coveted device just a few years ago, this computer's grown creaky with repeated use. But for your uses, writing and printing, email, messaging, and browsing the web, it does just fine. Web. Search. Do you have time for web browsing this morning? After a quick calculation of whether you deserve this, and I do. It navigates to the Blowtorch Media blog, your go-to authority on pop culture and media. You quickly scan the week's album reviews to see if any new releases have garnered the coveted 100,000% rating, or even a close contender in the 900+ area. These albums tend to be of great cultural and historic significance to the people who read the Blowtorch review blog. Unfortunately, there are no new classics this week, but a couple of reviews in the 800 range catch your eyes, and records of this caliber rarely let you down. You'll have to download some new music at home. Better make a note of it. You suck. You'd better get back to the things you actually meant to do on the computer. You could sit here and read about albums you don't intend to listen to all day. Email. No subject. Paper. You sent this email to yourself yesterday. Your paper for class is attached. Your paper is still a jumbled collection of ideas with no real editing, but coming back to it today, it's better than you thought it would be. This is the perfect opportunity to reorganize your thoughts. Time to start writing. Since this is your first time, let's do it together. Whenever you're at the computer, you can work on any of your assignments from this list. It's due today, and you're desperately trying not to think about the proposal, so let's focus on city life and media. Once you've selected your assignment, click on Write to begin working on it. For each assignment, you'll draw from one primary and one secondary topic. For your primary topic, it's generally a good idea to stay relevant to the assignment. Once I really want to go off the rails, yes, well, take it easy with that. All assignments will have a clear primary topic, but when they do, your knowledge of that topic is the basis for a good paper. For instance, for your paper on city life and media, you should probably choose the city as your primary topic, unless you really want to confuse your professor. That can be pretty funny. Ah yes, you're quite the puppet master, aren't you, Mara? When your writing is poorly received, it's because you intended it that way, yes? Just joking about writing something bad, you fell right into my trap. Anyway, let's select our primary topic. Hey, what's that rotating shape? Why, the contents of your brain, of course. What, the contents of my brain were scrambled eggs? Well, that's mostly is, but we're working on that. Every topic in your brain has a chance to be developed. As you further your understanding of a topic, its shape will change. And that number in the lower left corner will go up? Exactly. When in doubt, using at least one well-developed topic can add a lot of flavor to your work. Got it. So complex ideas are better to write with than underdeveloped ones. What if all my ideas are underdeveloped? Then clearly you haven't been reading, conversing, or experiencing life. All ideas will inevitably develop if you explore the world around you. My paper's due immediately, and I don't have time to experience any more life. That's frustrating, isn't it? On any given day, you will need to choose between collecting more ideas and delivering your work on time. It's on you to make the most of each day while accepting the necessary compromises. So you're saying I can't have absolutely everything and no answers are concretely right or wrong? That sucks. We'll continue sucking with ever-growing urgency until death's sweet embrace. Let's finish picking our primary topic now, shall we? Okay. Hey, my topic changed color! That means you've already used it for this paper. Don't worry, it'll be available when you work on your next assignment. But can we use subjects in my writing? Sure, why not? Alright. All writers ruminate on the same themes, just don't lean on any one topic too much. You're still finding your creative voice, after all. Okay, now that you have your primary writing topic, the fun begins. It's time to combine it with a secondary topic of your choosing. This can be anything you'd like. Anything? I'm on deadline here! You can always take the safe route and stay relevant. For city life and media, that would mean selecting a media-related topic. Do you see anything like that here? Movies. Okay. Good choice. You have plenty to say about movies, and there's no shortage of city-related film topics to pull from. Alright, let's finish this paper. Well, this isn't bad. Considering you almost lost this time to senseless library work, you've certainly made the most of it. After a quick read-through, you're satisfied with the paper. You are now ready to print. You send your file to the library printer. Once it comes out, you staple it together and take it with you. Well done. You finish your assignment in time for class. There's a good student in you yet. Messages. None of your top shelf chat buddies are online right now. Just a bunch of secondary and non-recurring characters. Besides, you've already used so much time to write your paper. One paper is about all you have time for today. Besides, your brain needs a break. Log out. Fine. Shortly after you finish your task, the library fills with students. You're kept busy for the rest of the morning with shelving, tech questions, and checkouts. Alright. Better not wander around right now. Class is about to begin. Fine. Let's go. Media students class begins the way it usually does, with you arriving early, claiming your unsought-after desk up front, and wondering anxiously if Daniel will show up. He does, and then another wave of concern washes over you. Your performance in this class is oddly staked upon both Daniel and Walsh's approval. You've never had a teacher you wanted to impress more. At the same time, Daniel is your only classmate who questions the educators it sucks in a way that seems pointed and not queerly individualized. Walsh, in light of this, is a formidable opponent. Even as Daniel pokes at the basis of her ideas, you can't help but see them for their gold. She seems unfazed by even his harshest interrogations. Why not have it? Why not show it then? Why does so much have to be artfully implied? Daniel, we all know you want to see more boobies. Fresh off a screening of the film adaptation 2002, you've been discussing the outside demands, both recognizable and hidden, imposed on the writer as they craft a work for an audience. Now, wait, Daniel may have a point. Why indeed? Whether it's books, TV, film, when the sex begins, the scene ends, we skip ahead to the aftermath. Why? Content restrictions. Well, sure, the media channel provides the budget and the distribution, in turn we fit their standards. But what about authors and directors who make this choice, commit this act of self-censorship, regardless of their constraints? I'm talking about films and novels for adults. Don't these too shy away from graphic or even artful depiction? And what about students? Free as they are to express such things, they often write very conservatively. We just don't want to give you our best material, Walsh. Clearly not. Hey, my question stands. Is it possible that both artists and the audience have trained their expectations? And with the proliferation of media in our lives, does that not affect how we engage with reality? Wake up, guys. I'll put it another way. When it comes to the primal act in question, writers seemingly only want to concern themselves with the events leading up to the consummation and then its aftermath. I posit that in turn, this is how we start to view sex in our own lives. Sort of blackout moment, a temporary loss of perception. We come to see intimacy as an inscrutable obstacle on an otherwise smooth narrative track. As something stories can only guide us towards, the rest is up to us. Can art not offer comfort and catharsis around sex much as it does for topics like faith, struggle, and death? I mean, maybe it's not as useful part of the story. It's a bad taste. Pornographic. What do we think? Mara, do you agree? Is sex a useful part of storytelling or merely pornographic? Useful. I think it's useful. There are some things you can show rather than tell. What sort of things? Boobies. Mara, what sort of things? Well, like, what if there's shame involved or inexperience? Something you want to tell us, Mara? No? Screw off. Daniel has some nerve. You know for a fact he has less experience than you. Guys, please! Now, Mara, I'm not trying to single you out here. I think you're onto something. Pressure to perform, and perhaps more urgently to report on our success, is all around us. Who can claim to be immune? For your next essay, I want you all to think about the universality of desire, the The way reasons we tend to suppress it, and what can be communicated in character, theme, and beyond through its expression. I'm horny. Please use any media you wish to flesh out your case. It will be due next class. Universal desire. See you all in 2 days. Sex. Hi. Good class today, thanks. Sure thing. Did you hand in your paper yet? Oh, right. Hey. Sex is simply a part of my life now. It's hard to believe it was once a big deal. How deep into the topic of sex am I supposed to get for this paper? I wouldn't get terribly personal if that's what you mean. You can paint in broad strokes. That's sort of a problem for me. I tend to get terribly personal. The truth about my life always comes out. Details about your life don't always reflect the truth. At least, not the truth he might have intended. So be careful with that. Right, though. Music. I bet you think I'm only into oldies. You'd be dead wrong. Yeah? What music do you like? Have you heard Alicia Keys? That woman has talent. Yeah, the album came out like 2 years ago. Huh. Well, in my defense, 2 years is not that long ago when you're my age. Just trying to keep you honest, Miss, Walsh. Anarchism. Nice try, Mara. No student has roped me into a conversation about anarchy since the early 90s. Louise, seen any good films lately? Let's see, I saw a terrific one last week. City of God? Just spectacular, not to be missed. Oh yeah, it's from 2002, right? Would you say it's one of your picks for the year? It's not my anything, I just enjoyed it. I mean, how does it rank? I don't like to rank or categorize works of art. They're already commodified enough. But I never know what art to pay attention to if someone didn't rank it. What's the alternative? Having conversations like these, I suppose. Conversation trails off after this. You both seem to be similarly exhausted by it. Status. How do I, like... Try handing your paper to Walsh before you leave. Class today... Oh. Right. Paper. Here's mine. Alright, I look forward to reading it. Hope you don't let your peers discourage you, Mara. Much to your distraction, you light up to hear Walsh address you by name. So few of your professors, let alone your favorite ones, ever do. Huh, okay. It's not always easy to say what's on your mind in front of the class. Thanks, I've been trying to have my own opinions, ignore the popular consensus. It's good to form your own thoughts, yes. Though I wouldn't discount what others say. The consensus can help inform the topics you write about. Your knowledge and your writing will grow richer if you can see a topic from many perspectives. Even low-quality perspectives? Just keep it in mind. See you in 2 days. Okay, bye! Jamina Walsh. Alright, we can head out. Well, it's just about time to go to that party. You should head to the dorm building. I'm gonna head to the party. Not now. I think that's good. I think that's a good point to call it. Thank you for watching. You can check out the demo yourself on Steam. And game comes out January, I think it is, 2026? Sounds right. Yeah. I also still need to solve, play the first game. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider tossing a like, comment, subscribe, maybe click the bell for notifications. Also be sure to check out the description below. Various links, social media, Discord, come hang out. And also get notifications there as well. And until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!